Okay, guys, happy Monday. Good morning. We're going to go over the Chapter 2, Part A test review because of the poor performance of the class. I am recording this so you can see exactly, step by step, where it is that you are not meeting the requirements of this class. I have a funny suspicion that you guys are not applying enough effort. I am working twice as hard as you are, and that is not fair. We're going to go over this step by step, question by question, and we're going to see if I didn't teach you something. If I didn't teach you something, I will correct the error and apologies ahead of time. Your homework for tonight, and it is being recorded, is to have your parents sign these lovely tests tonight. That is due tomorrow. You must have your parents sign your tests tonight, please. Both parents, if it's available. Thank you. Yes, sir. So at least one parent, please. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. All right. So for numbers 1 through 6, it says solve each equation. So I've got 9g plus 12 equals 84. I have a two-step equation, so I'm going to undo addition and subtraction first. So I subtract 12 to both sides. I'm left with 9g equals 72. I cancel multiplication with division, so I divide 9 to both sides. G equals 8. If you got this wrong, you correct it. If you got this right, you leave it alone. For every single one of the questions we're going to do on your test correction paper, which should be labeled Chapter 2, Part A Test Review, I want you to put on that paper the questions that you got wrong. Yes, sir. No, sir. Today is the 22nd. Does that make sense, my rules, and what I just asked you to do, my instructions? Does that make sense, the rules? Okay. Number 2, I have 1/4 times z plus 2 equals 3/4. There's a lot of ways to skin this cat. I'm going to go ahead and do it the easiest possible way. This is, you distribute, so that's z over 4 plus 1/2, and that's going to equal 3/4. I particularly don't like this way, but I know that some of you, for whatever reason, want to do it this way. I'll show you another way in a second. So you have z over 4 equals, that goes to 4. That goes to -2. That's 1/4 times 4 over 1 to undo division. You multiply, so z will equal 1. That's one way to do it, okay? That's one way to do it. I don't really like that way because it takes a little too long and it involves too many fractions. So what I'm going to do is the easier way that I had taught you. I have a denominator of 4 that I want to get rid of. So in order to do that, I multiply both sides by 4 over 1. This 1/4 has not been distributed yet. So do I have to distribute this 4 to this inside of here? No. Very good. 4 times 1/4 is just 1. That cancels. So I've got z plus, come on. I've got z plus 2 equals 3. Subtract 2 to both sides. Z equals 1. Next, 3. N plus 11.2 equals 25.1 minus 11.2 to both sides. N equals, gotta line up the decimals. You're going to have to borrow. That becomes an 11. That's 9. That's going to be 13.9. Number 4. I've got 8x minus 12 equals 4x plus 24. We don't have any distributive property, but we do have variables on both sides of the equation. So I've got to go ahead and combine those variables. So me particularly, I'm going to subtract 4x to both sides. That's going to give me 4x minus 12 equals 24, which is now a two-step equation. I'm going to add 12 to both sides. 4x equals 36. The relationship between the 4 and the x is multiplication, so I divide 4 to both sides, so x equals 9. Any questions on these first four that we've done? Bless you. Number 5, bless you. 1/5 times x minus 8 equals x minus 16. Have a 1/5 being multiplied. I apologize about that. Sorry. So I have a 1/5 outside of the x minus 8. It's being multiplied to that. So I can cancel out that 1/5 by multiplying by 5/1 to both sides. I noticed that a lot of people don't use their parentheses the right way. Let me reverse and let me show you what a lot of people were doing. They are doing this. The problem here is when you do it like that, you're showing yourself, hey, I only got to multiply the 5 to the 16. And that is wrong. That is not the way I taught you. I taught you like this. You're multiplying this whole entity by 5/1, and you're multiplying this whole side by 5/1. 5 times 1/5 cancels, so now I have 1 times x minus 8, which is x minus 8. You have to distribute this 5 to everything. So that's 5x minus 80. Correct? Yeah. Subtract 5x to both sides to combine the variables. Got negative 4x minus 8 equals negative 80. Add 8 to both sides. Negative 4x equals negative 72 divided by negative 4. And x is going to equal 18, positive 18. Number 6. I've got x minus 4 over 6 equals 5 over 4, 5/4. A lot of us just froze here, as if we have never seen this before. What do you do here, sir? You put the 6. No, that is the wrong terminology right off the bat, guys. There is no mathematical procedure called you put. There's addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. I'm not trying to be rude, but this is the problem. You guys have to learn how to speak math. You put doesn't do anything for me. Sir. No, you do not multiply the x. Okay, that you do. You multiply 6/1 to both sides. Yes, that you do. Not you put, but you multiply. X minus 4 equals, I can cross reduce or not, it doesn't matter, bless you. 30/4 minus 4 minus 4. What's the common denominator between 30/4 and negative 4/1? What's the common denominator? So, doesn't this have to be multiplied by 4/4, which is negative 16/4, and you have a positive 30/4? So what's the answer here going to be? Wait. This is an addition, sorry. So that's going to be 46/4, which is 23rd, halves, which is 11.5. Not that difficult. Number 7. No, that was, now number 7 is a new one. It says solve the equation. It says justify your steps. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. Now, okay, number 7. Got us justify. Yes, sir. No, let me do it, please. Thank you. Hi, I'm going to subtract 8 to both sides. Now, some people, for their justification, actually put here as a property, subtract negative 8 to both sides. That's the property that I taught you? Because I could have sworn it was subtraction property of equality. A bunch of you reversed it different ways. Some of you put property of equality of subtraction. Some of you put equality property of subtraction. The true definition, bless you, the name is the subtraction property of equality, period. Divide by 6, m equals 3. Dividing by 6 is the division property of equality. And then this could be simplify or closure. Whoever says subtraction is wrong. There's nothing being subtracted. I don't even understand where subtraction property would come. I don't know who said that out there in the class, but please focus. You're not even, I mean, there is no subtraction here at this point. Okay. Now 8. I got negative 6 equals 1/5 y minus 1. You add 1 to both sides. That's going to be negative 5 equals 1/5 y. And that was because of the addition property of equality. And then you multiply by the reciprocal, 5 over 1 to both sides. So I've got negative 25 equals y. I divided because of the division property of equality. And then last but not least could be simplify or closure. Are there any questions so far on 5, 6, 7, or 8? Are there any questions? Yes, sir. Multiply by reciprocal is not a property. When you multiply by the reciprocal, you really divided, right? So you use division property of equality, sir. Thank you, sir, for asking. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Number 5. No, it's not that it tags along. There are 5 x's, positive. I want to get rid of those 5 x's. So I subtract 5 x's. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Let's continue. Number 9, it says, solve each equation. If the equation is an identity, write identity. If it has no number solution, write no solution. Oh my goodness, I almost had a heart attack during these. Because it's as if I had never taught you this ever before. That's the funny part. That's what's kind of funny. 1/3 of 6x minus 12 equals 4 times 1/2 x plus 1 minus 2. Wasn't that exactly the same question that I gave you on your review? We just for numbers, but it was exactly the same setup? Oh, okay. 1/3 times 6x is 2x. 1/3 times negative 12 is minus 4. 4 times 1/2 x is 2x. 4 times 1 is positive 4 minus 2. Subtract 2x to both sides. Negative 4 equals 2. Is that a true statement? Is that a true statement? So it's no solution. I don't know why you guys got these wrong. I have no idea how you got it wrong, to be honest with you. But that's no solution. Number 10, it's even easier. I'm going to show you where almost all of you messed up. Okay. How would I get rid of that denominator of a 2 again? Multiply both sides by 2 over 1. Okay. Remember all the whole parentheses thing that I told you guys to be careful with? You guys didn't do it here. This is what most of you did. You canceled that, and then you got p minus 6 equals p minus 8. What's wrong with that little scenario? You have to distribute the 2 to the p and the negative 4. Thank you, sir. That is why you got those wrong. That is 2p minus 8. Subtract p to both sides, gentlemen. Negative 6 equals p minus 8. Add 8 to both sides, gentlemen. P equals 2. Now, some of you got this, and then you wrote identity next to it. How is that possible? Identity occurs when the x's, or the variables rather, have been canceled. And the numbers that you are left with make a true statement. Was the variable canceled here on number 10? Look at your test and look at how many of you put p equals whatever. You probably solved it wrong as well for a lot of you. So some of you put, for example, p equals negative 8. And then next to it you put identity. What? Now, with all due respect, is that telling me that this class is really studying? But you guys tell me you're studying all the time. Sir. That would be wrong too, son. That is a solution. How can it be no solution if they tell you that p equals 2? How can it be no solution? That's what's driving me crazy. No solution occurs when the variables have been canceled, like in number 9, and the leftover values do not form a true statement. But if p equals 1 or 0 or 9 or negative 6 or 2.9 or negative 42.72, if it equals something, then there is a solution. We have not gone over this? Have we gone over this? Yes or no? We have. Okay, because almost all of you got all 4 of these in a row wrong. Number 11. 2.6. Okay, distribute 2.6t plus 5.2 equals 2.6t plus 4 plus 1.2, 2.6t plus 5.2 equals 2.6t plus 5.2. Subtract the 2.6t to both sides because you want to get the t's together. Oh, but look what happens. They cancel. The variables have canceled. And the statement that you're left with is a true statement. So this is identity. What is so hard here, gentlemen? Yes, sir. Thank you. Where did the 4 go? 4 plus 1.2 equals 5.2. Thank you, sir. Next. Yes, I know. You got lucky. That is the only answer that it should be. Last but not least, number 12. 2x plus 4 equals 5 times x plus 1 minus 3 times x plus 2. So I've got 2x plus 4 equals 5x plus 5 minus 3x minus 6. 2x plus 4 equals 5x and negative 3x is 2x. Let me go back. I did have to say this. This is what some of you did. You went, oh, plus 3x plus 3x. I have never, ever taught that in my life. If you are doing that, that means you are doing that on your homeworks. And that means that's the way you're practicing the skill. That means loud and clear to me, you are not being honest with yourself. You're not checking the homework to see if you did it correctly or not. And now this is the consequence. Poor grades. So this is 2x plus 4 equals, like I said, 5x minus 3x on the same side is 2x, 5, and a negative 6 is minus 1. Subtract 2x to both sides. The x's cancel, lo and behold. Is that a true statement? So it's a no solution. What's so hard, boys? Identity? No solution. If x is gone and there's a true statement, it's identity. If the variable is gone, it's a false statement, it's no solution. If I was left with 3x equals 0, divide by 3, x equals 0. That is a solution. That is not an identity and that is not a no solution. Because x equals something. Yes, no, maybe, kind of, sort of. Number 13. Jackie earns $172 per week at her paint job. She is saving this money to buy a used car that costs $2,000. At this rate, how many weeks will it take her to earn enough money to buy the car? So I'm going to say that x equals the number of weeks because I have been trying to tell you to define variables all year long. And she makes $172 every week, so times every week x. You cancel multiplication with division. And I'm not even going to do shortcuts. I'm going to show you the work that I did on my test, on my answer key, because I did it all by hand as well. 172 goes into 200 one time, which is 172. That's a 0. That's 8. Bless you. That's 9. So that's 2. And, okay, so I've got 280. So this goes in another one time, which is 172. That's going to be 8 because I borrowed from here, making that a 10. That's 0, and that's a 1. Decimal, decimal, drop a 0. That's going to go in 6 times. Okay? So I know that x is going to equal 11.6 weeks, but we have talked about this in class. How many weeks was it? Yes, you round up to 12 weeks. Because that's how long it's going to take. She'll have it after 11.6 weeks, but basically after 12 weeks, she'll have the money. Number 14. This was identical, 100%, the exact same as the practice test, except I think a 3B, I put like a 2B, and instead of this C minus 4, I think I put an 8 or something like that. I want to solve for C. The first thing I trained you guys to do was get the C's together. So I'm going to first add the 3b to this side. AC equals C plus 3b minus 4. I got C's on both sides of the equation. So I'm going to subtract C to both sides. I got AC minus C equals 3b minus 4. This part here should remind you of the distributive property. So we're going to reverse it. So C, okay, C times A gives you AC, so there's an A. And C times what gives you a negative C? A negative 1. That's what most of you did not do. So I've got 3b minus 4, divide a minus 1 to both sides because C is being multiplied to the a minus 1. And C equals 3b minus 4 over a minus 1. Now you mean to tell me we did not do that in class? I'm asking a question, guys. Did we or did we not do that in class? The day before the test, we did it in class? Oh, we did. So how is it that you got that wrong? When you write the distributive property, most of you guys from here, I loved it. It was great. You went like this. So I guess this C just went away. It just magically goes away, right? C times nothing equals negative C. C times negative 1, hence why you have that negative 1 there. Gentlemen. 15. X over y plus 4 equals z over 5. This one, most of you had it, but you don't follow directions with the parentheses, so you will always fall into this trap. Always. Every single time. You will never get better until you start following directions, gentlemen. How do I get the x alone here, gentlemen? You multiply y over 1 to both sides. Look at where I'm putting the parentheses. Not around the y, but around what I'm multiplying it to. These y's cancel. X equals y on the outside times z over 5 minus 4. That's as far as you have to go. Most of you guys left it like this. Minus 4. You didn't distribute it correctly. If you were going to do that, you have to put 4y then, if you were going to distribute. But I taught you that all you had to do was leave it to this format where the x was alone. That was 15. Okay. Some easy word problems, and we all crumbled. Because, as you know, every time we go over homework, what's the one questions that you guys skip? Word problems. You guys don't even try them. So you come in, Mr. Morrow does them for you. How many times have I warned you guys that word problems are going to be part of the tests and quizzes? Some people saying 1,000. I didn't say 1,000, but I know it's a lot. So apparently you guys just don't want to listen to me. That's fine. And now you know what not listening happens. You do not do very well on your tests. A large pizza costs $7.50. Each additional topping costs $1.35. The total bill for the pizza Sally ordered was $12.90. How many toppings did she order? Well, this is 16. $7.50 for the pizza plus $1.35 for each X, where X is the toppings, number of toppings, and that equaled $12.90. It's a very simple two-step equation. You subtract $7.50 to both sides. You're left with $1.35 times every topping X equals $5.40 divided by 1.35. X is going to equal on the money 4. How do I know that? Because I divided. 1.35 into 5.40. 1, 2 to the right, 1, 2 to the right, bring it up. That goes in exactly 4 times. Like exactly. So 4 toppings is the answer. $17. A water park offers a season pass for $64 per person, which includes free admission and free parking. So 1 year pass equals $64 per year. Okay. The admission for the water park is $14.50 per person. Okay. But plus, okay, isn't there a $5 parking? Okay, it says normally parking is normally $5 without a season pass. So if you're going to the water park, it's $14.50 plus $5, is it not? So it's really $19.50 each visit if one person is going, right? Now, I didn't say your family or how many friends. I said very simply, how many visits to the water park would you have to use for the season pass to be a better deal? Well, for you, okay, you have $64, okay? That's for the whole year. When will that equal $19.50 per visit? When will that equal $19.50 per visit? Divided by 9.5 to both 19.5 to both sides. Okay? When I do this math, 1 to the right, 1 to the right, decimal. Okay, how many times does that go in? We got 3. So we got 195 times 3 is 5182. That's 585. 585. 0, 5, borrow 13. That's going to be 5. So that won't go in 3 times again, will it? It's going to go in 2 times. We don't even need to calculate it because we know it's 3.2. So at 3.2 visits, they're equal. When will the pass be a better deal? After 4 visits. Okay, 4 V equals 4 visits. And here, V equals the number of visits. So that's the first part. B, the second part. What would the cost be for 3 visits with and without the season pass? Well, if you went 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 20 times, 100 times, and you had the season pass, how much does it cost? $64. Whether you go 1 time or every day, it's $64. Now, it's also said without. Okay, sometimes you guys do not read. Well, if it's $19.50 per visit, $19.50 times 3 visits, 5, 1, 8, 2, that's 1 decimal, so that's $58.50. All this was reading with all due respect. Something you guys do not want to do. For number 18, it's another one where most people did not read. The length of a rectangle is twice the width. Did anyone bother to say, hey, wait a second. Length equals 2 times the width. Why? Because they said it. An equation that models the perimeter of the rectangle is 2w plus 4w equals 36, where w is the width of the rectangle in feet. What are the length and the width of the rectangle? Well, this is 6w equals 36 divided by 6. So w equals 6. This is feet. Didn't I start out by saying length is twice that amount? So length is 12 feet. If you notice, most of you have L equals question mark. That's not because you didn't have enough time, or because you were confused, or because it was so difficult, or because the math was so challenging. You don't read. Number 19, the easiest question of the test, and I don't think but 1 or 2 people got it right, because you had to read. 2 consecutive odd integers can be modeled n and n plus 2. Do you not understand that sentence? 2 consecutive odd integers can be modeled by n and n plus 2. So if I say the sum of 2 consecutive integers, wouldn't it be n plus 2? Apparently the answer is no, because nobody reads. 2 consecutive integers can be modeled by n and n plus 2, where n is an odd integer. The sum of 2 consecutive odd integers is 80. Didn't they just model what 2 consecutive odd integers were, guys? Didn't they say the sum? What does sum mean, gentlemen? Multiplication. Who said that? It is addition. So this is the sum of 2 consecutive odd integers equals 80. 2n plus 2 equals 80. Subtract 2 to both sides. 2n equals 78. Divided by 2n equals 39. Now it says, what are the integers? Well, n is 39. What's the other integer, n plus 2? 41. And those are the 2 integers. You really can tell me with 100% honesty in your heart that this was a hard question? Okay, you're all saying no now, but almost everyone got it wrong. Why? Sir?
I didn't understand what 2 consecutive odd integers.
Didn't they show you what 2 consecutive odd integers? When you tell me that statement, I didn't understand what 2 consecutive odd integers are, it really baffles me. Thank you for your honesty, but it says it. 2 consecutive odd integers can be modeled by this. What does that mean, son? That means that 2 consecutive odd integers are n and n plus 2. Think about, what are 2 consecutive odd integers, guys? Just name any random 2.
1 and 3.
1 and 3. Thank you. Those are 2 consecutive odd integers. If n was 1, wouldn't that be 3, because 1 plus 2 is 3? But it didn't ask you to figure the n and n plus 2 part out. It told you what it was. But yet, reading, we don't want to read. And 20, the last one I thought would be kind of like, like a gift for you guys. I really do. I swear to God, I thought it was. Okay. Most of you guys wanted to get rid of the denominator. Well done. But this is where you messed up. You got this part, but this is what you guys did. Where did they mess up here, guys? Thank you. If you're going to start this way, and you're going to distribute that 4, and that means you got to distribute the 4. So that means 4 times 6 is 24. And then when I multiply z minus 8 divided by 4 times 4, the 4's cancel. That's why I have the z minus 8. So this first step I multiplied. That's the multiplication property of equality. Step 2, 36 equals 16 plus z. There we didn't do any equality properties. All we did there was combine like terms. There was no equality there. Now, subtract 16 on both sides. That's subtraction property of equality. And then z equals 20, closure. I have finished the test with time to spare, taking my time, no calculators, answering your questions, explaining every step of the way, and I still have time left over. So time was not the issue on this test. I did not give you anything that was out of the ordinary for calculations. So it wasn't calculations. It was lack of effort, unfortunately, on your part. I suggest strongly that you figure out what you did wrong here. May God bless you and have a great day.